It was a smoky bar, glass mason jar was sitting there in front of the stage. Manager man came out and said, "What you doing here dressed to play?" Said, "I was with the band, they're getting out of the van, getting set up, shaking off the drive." Said, "If I put you on the stage in here, boy, this crowd will eat you alive." He didn't know it was. This wasn't our first time.
I started hell, no choices, guns and horses, born in a cowboy's house. Every bit and leaving country, singing troubadour man, no doubt. I left home and every road, it led me to the dirty south. It was skin and Zeppelin, a stairway to heaven and a highway to hell back down. Well, I went up, and I came tumbling down. Well, I went up, and came all the way back round. Little wiser, older, one step closer, back to the man I am now. And I learned the cost, 'cause if I'd never been lost, I may have never been found. Baptized in a river of southern rock royalty, and born again country. Y'all been so. Y'all been so.
Manager man threw up his hand and said, "You'll get only one chance to play. But if your band can't hack it, man, your ass is out and you're on your way." I tipped my hat as I was fine with that, turned around, opened my case, and took comfort in the fact that the miles I've tracked will get me through another day.
I started hell, no choices, guns and horses, born in a cowboy's house. Every bit and leaving country, singing troubadour man, no doubt. I left home and every road, it led me to the dirty south. It was skin and Zeppelin, a stairway to heaven and a highway to hell back down. Well, I went up, and I came tumbling down. Well, I went up, and came all the way back round. Little wiser, older, one step closer, back to the man I am now. And I learned the cost, 'cause if I'd never been lost, I may have never been found. Baptized in a river of southern rock royalty, and born again country. Y'all been so. Singing troubadour man, no doubt. And I left home That brick road led me to the dirty south. It was Skinner, Zeppelin, a stairway to heaven, and a highway to hell back down. Well, I went up, and I came tumbling down. Well, I went up, and came all the way back round. Little wiser, older, one step closer, back to the man I am now. And I learned the cost, 'cause if I'd never been lost, I may have never been found. Baptized in a river of southern rock royalty, and born again country. See, I already sold. See, I already sold my shoes. These 4 rooms, bright and iron and withered fumes, far below these sinful means.
Hey guys, Dave Darren here. How was a little slide up? Did you see that? A lot of people are digging my hair. How's my hair looking, guys? I look like a news reporter for Channel 10. I look like Larry King out of Philadelphia, if you remember East Coast guys. Larry King, I think, went national for a while, but I'm here. I want to talk about something today different than music, because I don't start the music show, remember, until April or May. So in the meantime, I'll come here and I'll talk about bullshit, or I'll talk about some real shit. And I want to talk about this. By the way, I see Terry's here. Let me say hello to some people that join, all right? I see Sandy, I see Mike, I see Terry, I see Richard, and welcome to you guys. By the way, Terry, I can't answer all of your questions. I've got Terry. She's my #1 whack packer, like Howard Stern. I even did put a wig on last time I talked to her. But you're consuming all my time. I got to work. I'm taking my lunch break now to talk to you guys about today's topic. Today's topic is, and by the way, I don't watch the Super Bowl. And I saw someone who made some comments here. I think, was it Mike that made some comments? I forget who, but let's stick to the topic, all right? Super Bowl. I don't watch the Super Bowl. I'm not really into watching sports on TV. I am too really busy to watch sports on TV. I'd rather be, the time I've got available, I'm out there doing my own level of fitness without watching a bunch of people grab each other's hindies and asses, grabbing the ball and throwing it. And if you guys like it, that's cool. I mean, I like sports. If I had the time to watch it, I probably would have watched the Super Bowl, except, you know what? I hate fucking commercials. So if I ever watch the Super Bowl, I would have to record it and then watch it later, because I will not tolerate commercials. And how many commercials are there in the Super Bowl? And I know that people watch the Super Bowl specifically for the commercials. Hey, Terry, this is Dave. This is Terry, right? I guess you're locked in with my cell phone now. Terry, what's going on?
Well, you know, it was me, David. You had me so upset. But
Why?
I do have an opinion. What?
Yeah, why did I have you upset? I'm busy during the day. I can't talk to everyone constantly for like an hour. Why did I have you upset?
I didn't want you to talk to me. I wanted you to answer one friggin' question.
And what was the question? How do I put that little...
You know what it is? Don't embarrass me.
Okay, all right. So it's that little logo that goes after your name, right?
Yeah.
Is
that what you call the logo?
No, it looks like a stupid... It looks like weed. It looks like weed.
It looks pretty.
It looks pretty, but you know what? I sent you an email, or I messaged you back how you get that. I think it's called the...
I know how you get it. That's a founding one.
Yeah.
But you told me the other night that I was your first whack. Is that it?
Yeah, whack packer, and you're proving it today. By the way, you were proving it today that you are going to be my best whack packer, not the first. You're going to be my best whack packer. You want the logo? I'm going to send you.
I want some kind of logo. Yeah,
okay.
And not an ass won't do.
You know what I'm going to do when I send you the CD? I'm going to stick on it the biggest logo I can find. There's a stick on it.
I want you to stick it on my name.
I don't have the ability to do that. By the way, my name is not Mike Zuckerberg or whatever his name is. In fact, I even blocked Mike Zuckerberg from my Facebook friends. Mark Zuckerberg can never become a member of my group because I blocked him. But I don't know how to add that little emblem or logo. I told you how to do it. Or I told you.
Who do it? Who did it? You got me so upset. Who did it?
Well, what happens, I think, is to be a founding member, you've had to have been an early participant in the Dave Darren group. I think you also have to have shared the show a certain amount of times, and I don't know how many times you've had to share it. I don't know if you can share it multiply to one group or you got to share it to 100 groups. I don't know, but and I don't have control of that. I have no idea how to stick an emblem after somebody's name. I know Omar's got it, and you said John's got it. I don't know how they got it. I didn't do anything special to them that I haven't done with you, all right? I haven't done anything special. No tricks, all right? I'm going to pull the hair out of my head, and I just got a haircut. Don't let me pull the hair out of my head.
You know what else to drink. I don't care. I'll tell you what. I'll get your ass. I'll pull my hair down, and I'll rip that shirt right off you.
Well, no. My shirts are expensive. I'll have to wear a cheap shirt when you rip it off. I have had. You know what? Oh, we're talking about this. Let me talk about something else. When I was younger, and I went to one of these bars, and a girl ripped she put her hand down my shirt to grab my lower proximity. And she actually ripped my shirt. Now today, everyone's hyper about being touched. My shirt was ripped. So what? My shirt was ripped, but I got felt up down below. I was happy with that. I didn't care about the shirt. The fact that I got felt up was good enough for me. I didn't care about everyone now doesn't want to be touched.
You're right. Yeah.
Right. So, well, there we go. So, if I could figure out how to get you that little stupid marijuana leaf next to your name, I would.
Well, you're the genius. Why don't you figure it out, baby? You're El Captain. You're the captain.
Now, don't remember.
El Capo. Is that what you say? El Capo.
I am not a genius. I drink a lot of Guinness. I'm not a genius. Don't confuse genius with Guinness drinking people, all right? I drink Guinness.
Oh, my God. That tastes like beer. I drink light beer.
You drink water then.
Never light.
Miller, I'll tell you, I got to tell you something. The beers that I hate drinking, and I'm sure some people are going to unfriend me now. And, it's funny, musicians, the people that I used to entertain before when I did my music show, I'll tell you what happens. This is what happens. People get involved in music, and they don't have a work ethic, and I'm going to kick you said you're going to kick my ass. You wait till
I'll kick your ass, David, with no problem.
All right, well, wait till I have the bands on my show. I'm going to start kicking some ass when bands get on my show and they don't promote the show. You know what I'm going to do? If they don't promote the show, and I'm going to monitor them, I'm going to micromanage these guys because they got to have a work ethic. You can't go into music and just pretend it's going to happen somehow, or put your music out there thinking that one of those boneheads is going to find you and make you a legend. You got to work hard to do it. And when bands don't work hard to do it, I'm gonna not only am I gonna take their interview that I did and delete it, I'm gonna get on the week that their show is supposed to be on, and I'm gonna rip their asses apart right on the air. I'm gonna do that because
that'll be fun. I'll join you with that.
They gotta learn a lesson. And here's what happened. Some of you guys don't know this. Why I quit the previous radio show was this. I'm getting a telemarketing phone call now, so I'm gonna send him the voicemail, him or her the voicemail.
Yeah.
But here's what happened. I went to interview this band at their performance place where they went to rehearse. I went to their rehearsal place, and I have some really great microphones. So I set up 6 microphones, and I set up 3 video recorders to record their rehearsl, right? So I'm there recording it. And then during the break, because they played some songs, then we sat down at the table, and I did a little interview with them. Then I said, after the interview was over and I was stopping and getting ready to record some of their music again, I said, guys, I'm going to promote your show. I got a PR firm now, Rock Solid Talent Entertainment. It's going to promote your show. I'm expecting you guys to do the same thing. I expect you to put an invite up. I'm expecting you to put it on your Facebook. I'm expecting you to announce it every couple days that you're on the Dave Darren Show. The drummer came up, and believe it or not, the drummer was the leader of the band. He said, Dave, your job is to promote your own show. Your job is, we give you our music. We give you our voices. We give you our voices for the interview. We give you our talents. It's your job to promote your own show. You know what I did? I actually picked up my recorder. I showed them the delete button. I pressed the delete button, and I packed my shit up and I left because it's just, I do a one-man show. In fact, even when I was on radio, I was on some insignificant radio stations that did not have like a street team. So I'm over there trying to stir up interest for the band, and they aren't participating. So when bands don't participate, I'm going to punch up delete, and I'm going to get on the show, and I'm going to rip them apart during my show. I'm going to give them the Dave Darren / I know you hate Howard Stern, but he's good at rants. Howard's good at rants.
I don't hate him. I just don't know very much about him. I never saw him.
Oh, you never saw? Well, you saw him now when I wear the wig. That's exact. Because I've got the same.
Yeah. I know what he looks like. I saw the movie. Private Parts. I liked it.
You liked it? Well, actually, it's funny because I'm 1 inch shorter than him in height, but I'm 5 inches bigger than him in length.
Okay, yeah. I figured that out.
You figured
if you're that big, it's not intimate, because how can you go inside me without hurting me and kiss me at the same time?
Well, you
couldn't do it.
Well, you know what? I used to date a lot of hookers, so they're used a lot. So if instead of it being that little thing, it's like a cave. I feel like I'm going splunking into a cave when I'm in that vagina.
It's 5.5 inches. That's how big it is. Maybe 6 inches before you hit the G-spot.
Well, the ones I was at, if I gave them 5 inches, they'd be thoroughly dissatisfied because they were looking for yardsticks. I'll tell you.
No, they want your penis to hit the G-spot, and it only takes 6 inches to do that.
Now,
if you're 12 inches, you're gonna kill me. You're going through me, actually.
Well, I'm not 12 inches. I'm 11 and a half. So let me not exaggerate. But the G spot in the women I was going out with, G stood for galaxy, because that vagina was the size of a galaxy. That's what it was, right? You think I used to go in there and I used to look for aliens because I thought I'm looking at the galaxy. I was looking for UFOs in the vagina because that's how big it was. It was a galaxy. That's what I. All right, okay, all right. So what else?
I've only been with 3 men, so I don't know about galaxies.
3 men at a time? 3 men at a time. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, 3 men at a time, David. Yes, we all get into the bed and we had a little party.
There we go. What's the matter with that? What's the matter with a good orgasm?
No, nothing. As a matter of fact, they're right beside me now. We're just laying in the bed. Yeah, one is 12 inches, one is 11.5, like you, and the other 6.
Oh, well, what are you doing with the 6-inch guy? What's...
I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna make love to him because they can lay on top of me, go into me, and kiss me.
Oh, there we go.
And he can be so close, right?
Well, the only people I know that are 6 inches, they're midgets, so they won't be able to kiss you because they're too short.
Well, I don't know. I never measured my husband, but
you never.
It was good enough to,
why didn't
it was good enough for me.
Why didn't you measure him? Come on, you got to measure. Could you?
He did.
Well,
if he would, I just may dig him up and do that. But
yeah, dig him up.
He's gone.
Right, I know. Well, I know a couple things survive. When you're dead and you're in the casket, the teeth survive, the skull survives, and the rock hard penis survives. So you will be able to measure him if you dig up the body. All right.
Well, now I have a friend that is about the same size as him.
Oh, how do you know that? How do you know that?
Because he's my friend and I know it. Oh, God, how do you think I know?
It's a really good friend. That's a friend with a benefit, by the way. That's what it's called.
That's a friend with a benefit, yes.
Friend with a benefit, right.
Yes, that's Michael, the one I told you about.
Well, it's better to have a friend with a benefit than a friend with a bent penis. So friend with a benefit is good. Just don't get a friend with a bent penis. And there's something called Peyronie's disease, which, by the way, is a bent penis. I've never seen anything on any of the medical programs about a bent penis. Now I'm seeing all these commercials for Peyronie's disease, which is the bent penis. How could that? People have bent penises.
They have bent penises?
Yeah, bent penises. Yes, people have bent penises called Peyronie's disease. You can see commercials about it. Bent penises.
Oh.
Maybe they're all mixed. Maybe I know why. Because you ever read Spanish, Mexican wording, and they put the question mark upside down at the beginning of the sentence? So all the people with the bent penis, they're all Mexicans because they're all writing the question marks the wrong friggin' way. And they've all got bent penises. I guess that's what it is. It's Peyronie's disease. Sounds like it's Italian, but it's not. It's a Mexican disease because of all the question marks. Right?
It must hurt.
I guess. I don't know. You know what it could be, too? This is what it could be. Men take two things. They take Viagra and they take Extends. Extends is the one that makes the penis longer. Extends, right? It makes the penis longer.
Oh, no. Nothing can make a penis longer, Dave. I'm sorry.
Well, see, what happens is they take Viagra first, so it makes it hard. And then they take Extends, and because Extends they took after making the penis hard, the rest of it that got extended is now not hard, so it bends over. So that's why when you take them in the wrong order, guys, if you take Extends and Viagra, take Extends first to grow it the full length, then take Viagra so you make the full length erect and hard. You do it the opposite way, you make it hard first, and then you take Extends. You're going to get part of it hard, and then you're going to get part of it soft and bending over. That's what Peyronie's disease is. It's a lack of appropriate use.
I learned so much from you.
You're learning.
I never think of these things, but you teach me so much.
See, I'm teaching the Rack Packer here, the Whack Packer, how to.
The Whack Pack. See, I'm a Whack Pack. I want an emblem. I want a logo.
You want
my name.
You want tribute.
You can do it, Dave.
I can do it.
If you put an ass there, I will go after you.
Okay.
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 Now, shall we talk about the subject?
Yeah, let's talk. Let's get on topic. So, what do you think about that? I didn't watch the.
I think it's.
Go ahead.
You must remember when there was a protest and a young man burned the flag and was stepping on it, got arrested, and he brought it all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that as Americans we have the right to do with the flag whatever we want. David, I cried when they made that thing, what do you call it, judgment, and it bothers me. When I was in, I think it was about the 10th grade, we stood to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
And my friend Ian just sat there.
Oh.
I said, "And get up." Yeah. He said, "No."
Huh.
I said, "Get up." And I was just passed over her neck.
Right.
She would not stand. She never stood for the flag. That bothered me, Dave.
Yeah,
but it's true. I stopped being her friend even.
Wow.
Isn't that terrible of me?
No,
that's her right.
This is what I think. I think that, when you don't stand for the National Anthem or you don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, this is what I really do think. I think of those two things is extremely important to the foundation of the United States. It's like a sacred thing. The three things, the flag, the National Anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Those are things that are sacred to this country. They're sacred to not only the people that have been serving our country. It's sacred to the people that have been injured and harmed in harm's way. It's sacred to the people that have died. It's sacred to the people who have lost loved ones, families, friends, etc. It's sacred to them. And when you're sitting down, you've got plenty of time to protest on Facebook. You've got plenty of time to do podcasts, stick them on YouTube, try to make them go viral. You've got plenty of times to do that. How long does it take to sing the National Anthem when you're standing up at a sports game? What is it, 2 minutes? You're standing
about that.
Yeah, so they can't take 2 minutes of honoring our country and those that have served and the families that have died. They can't spend that 2 minutes to keep their mouth shut about protesting, but keep their mouth open to sing the anthem. They can't do that. If they can't do that, you know what? They got 2 minutes out of their day. They've got how many minutes left of the rest of their day to protest it as long as they want to. But during that anthem, shut up, stand up. Maybe don't sing, but at least honor us by standing up. What is so bad with that? Is it so wrong to expect and mandate that?
I don't know. I can't understand it. But I'll tell you, if you're at a game and somebody is sitting down during our national anthem, when we'll finish singing it, say something to them. Say, I'm ashamed of you. What happened during 9/11? You were an American then, weren't you? But you won't stand for the anthem.
Yep.
I'd like to do to them what I'd like to do to you. You know.
Well,
I told you today. I'd spank you with a belt.
Well, you know why you can't do that? I mean, you could spank me with a belt, but you know why you can't have a confrontation with someone at a sports event? Here's why. Everyone at a sports event now, they're there, especially some sports events. Like if you go to a Philadelphia Eagles football game and you happen to be for the other team, it's sometimes there's anger, there's fights. They actually have underneath of the stadium, they've got court. They hold court down there, and they will prosecute you right there on the spot. So now people bring politics.
What?
People bring politics everywhere now. No matter where they are, they bring politics. So if you have a confrontation with someone that's sitting down, and then you have a confrontation with them, they're sitting down for a reason. They're protesting. They're politically motivated to do that because they want to make their presence and their opinion known. So if you bring up a confrontation with them about them sitting down, and it's going to be a fight right there in the stadium. I'm sure there's going to be a fight.
I would just simply ask them. I would ask them either I'm crazy or you're crazy. You tell me why you did not stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Do they still say the Pledge of Allegiance?
I
don't even know.
No, I don't believe they do. I think when they sit down, they're not.
No, it's not the fucking Pledge of Allegiance. They don't do that. And also, David, they do not, what do you call, sing the national anthem. I would say to them, either you convince me of why you sat during the national anthem, especially if they have a child with them.
Yeah.
What are they teaching this child?
Well, did you see that? I mean, I'm talking about the picture that was Beyoncé and who?
Yes, that's what I'm speaking of too, David.
Yep. And
that was a family.
Yeah, and the kid was sitting down, and did you notice the kid in the picture I had up? And let me drag my look at this. So this kid is here. I'm showing it on the web now. This kid is eating. Now, when I went to any sport event with my family, what we did is we stood up, and if I was eating anything, my mother or father would slap it out of my hand and say,
Yes, absolutely.
And here we got a kid, and he's stuffing his mouth with whatever that is, popcorn or whatever, and they're sitting down, and the kid's eating. My parents would have slapped that food out of my hand and said, we're here to pay 2 minutes of respect for the country, for our people that have died for our country. We're here to pay respect. If you don't want to pay respect, you know what? You're going to be punished for a week until you earn the respect back of your country and of your parents, right?
Your father sounds like my father. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, my father was a veteran, and he fought in 2 wars.
Wow.
The Second World War and the Korean War.
Yep, that's right.
So it drives me crazy, Dave. It just people drive me crazy. You know, I like animals. I love animals better than people. I always have.
Yep.
I don't think people have. If you look into a dog's eyes, you never see anything but love.
That is true. That's true.
You know, isn't it true, David?
Yeah. Plus,
you go to a game and you see nothing but hate.
Yep.
That's hate.
Yep.
Not standing for our country.
Yeah. Plus, I also like our dog because our dog taught me how to do it doggy style with my wife, so I appreciate that as well very much. Very much appreciate that. So.
How did he do that? Oh, I see.
Yeah, I bring him to the dog park. He's mounting other dogs. Yeah,
doggy style, yeah.
Yeah, so I used to videotape that, so I take it home like a football game and watch play-by-play. So I learned how to do that from our dog. Okay.
Yeah, some of them are pretty, provoking,
We got another call here. I'm assuming this is my date call, but let me take it. Okay, you can stay on. Hang on one second. Hello? Hello?
Hey, Dave Darren.
Hey.
Fuck the national anthem.
Oh, hang on. Let me bring you in the chat here with, we'll bring you in with Terry.
There you go.
Okay, we got a caller on now who's saying fuck the national anthem. So let's talk to this guy. Who is this? Enter and sign in, please. Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Robbie.
You're
Robbie the Rascal.
Robin the rascal, the raunchy rascal. Why? Okay, so you have a different perspective. You sit or you want to sit during the national anthem. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
Here's my problem, Dave.
Yeah.
Is everyone's like, oh, we got to respect our country.
And you do.
Oh, stand up and put your hand over your heart for
Right.
this wonderful nation. Oh, total bullshit.
And you don't think this is a wonderful nation. So where would you rather go than be in this wonderful nation? Where would you rather go? Give me a place.
Dave, you want to talk statistics with me, we can do that. I mean,
Okay.
we got a president that sits there and he brags that we spent $2 trillion on some military equipment.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any idea what we could do with $2 trillion?
All right. Okay. So let's. By the way, we can get into politics specific to liberal or conservative or Trump or anti-Trump, but let's just talk about the national anthem.
Flag
And
and the national anthem.
let's stick to that.
Okay.
So now you
When
obviously.
you respect your country, when you stand for the national anthem and stuff like that, what you're doing is you're showing that you respect your country, that you appreciate what they do for you,
Right.
that you're showing your pride as an American citizen.
Uh-huh. Right. And when you don't stand, you talk about the history of the country from
You're
its.
saying fuck you to the history, and fuck you to the soldiers who have died, and the policemen, and the firemen.
Yeah.
So do you
Are you
think
talking about World War I and World War II?
we're talking about the entire
No,
history
I'm
of
talking
the
about
country?
today.
All right. Well, I'm talking about the.
Today.
Today? Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
All right. So let.
Policemen who have been shot. One policeman I saw John post or something. They ran right over her with a car, touched her. I mean, that's not American. I mean, I stand for those people who were killed, firefighters who were killed, pedestrians, the elderly, anybody who was killed in America. It's a sin. And when they play the national anthem, they're not just playing it for World War I and World War II. They're playing it for today. What is going on in America today?
Well,
If
not
a
on.
black person walks into some place and can't get the service that a white person can, and this is going on today in America, that's a problem.
Sounds like some racism there. Yeah, it's always the black people killing them, isn't it?
You know.
No, it isn't. Actually, it's less
Okay.
the black people. It's more white people that kill people, not black people. It's more white people.
All right. Well, let me intrude here on a little bit. So now, the national anthem was not written yesterday. It was written a long time ago, and it's honoring the entire country from its foundation all the way through current time. So now, if you disrespect the leadership of the country currently, do you disrespect the person that died in the Vietnam War? Do you disrespect the person that died in World War I and World War II?
Baby killers.
Huh? Baby killers. Is that what you said?
Yeah, those World War I, those Vietnam boys.
Uh-huh. So you are intentionally disrespecting Vietnam veterans and World War I and World War II veterans, as well as our current president.
The United States is a garbage country. I mean, pretty much.
Why are you here? Get the fuck out!
Yeah, actually.
You can leave.
But it's very difficult to get out.
Well, why don't you?
Why?
Why don't you do a GoFundMe and try to raise money so you can get out if you're disliking it that much? To be honest, if you're thoroughly frustrated with the United States, then why don't go someplace else where you'll be less frustrated and you'll live a much happier life, and then you won't call radio shows like this complaining.
Do the family and stuff like that. You know, you get
Well, maybe your family's going to be a lot happier where you're going to go, because you're going to be happier as a parent raising children. You're going to be a lot happier. Children will be happier, right?
Let me talk a little anti-U.S. with you real quick, Dave. I just want to lay some facts down.
Go ahead.
So,
a little bit. But let me
Your
talk.
country,
Go ahead.
your country spent $2 trillion on your military. Okay, so
Your country. Well, you said your
we
country. You said your. By the way, you said your country. How about your? It's not your country then, right? You said your country. You didn't say our country, right?
That's right.
Okay, that's that. Now you live here. I'm assuming you live here, correct?
So
it is our country. It's not your
You know
country.
what we can? You know what the U.S. could do with $2 trillion? It would cost $1.1 billion on their SNAP program, so that's over 700K. That's over 700,000 hungry people would be fed. You need $20 billion. You could completely end homelessness in the U.S. with that. $40 billion would give insulin for every single diabetic in the U.S. $60 billion would be universal pre-K. With $70 billion, you could give the universal four-year college to every one of the United States citizens that was looking for a further education. And with $1.6 trillion, you could cancel student debt completely, and you'd still have $200 billion left over.
And yet here
But instead, your country's like, nah, fuck that. Let's take all that money and war. Let's blow up brown people.
That's not what the country says. What would happen if North Korea used their, what do you call that form, Dave?
And yet you would rather call up a program that right now has 7 people listening to it rather than attempting to do something on your own, work up into levels of government where you can contribute to making that difference. Rather than calling me, why aren't you spinning?
You don't know that, Dave.
I don't.
You have
Okay.
no idea who I am
Okay,
or what I could be doing with my time.
Who are you? And what do you do?
A 7-person show on YouTube is the perfect way to get your outlet out, you know?
All right.
You don't have to worry about anyone listening in or doing anything to you.
Okay. So
I can say whatever I want.
Okay, so now as Terry just said, what do you do? What are you doing to contribute to the betterment of the United States that you think you doing it would make it better? What are you actually doing? What is your motivation? What are you doing to stir up the change that you desire? What are you doing
It's
personally?
classified.
Huh? What?
I can't share that information with you.
Why not? Why not? Why not share that information? If you're so diligently wanting to make a difference, then you should be saying, Dave, I am doing this right now. I'm working in local city government.
People look outside. You know, were you anywhere yesterday? Did you go shopping at all? Did you go to Walmart and see the parking lots crowded out the wazoo? Hundreds and thousands of people just clamoring so they could buy as much shit as they could to satisfy their palates while they watch their little football games.
Right.
Why do you care what other people do? We're talking about you.
Yeah, we would like.
What do you care?
Yeah, we would like to talk about you. I agree with
Sickening
you.
little troglodytes that do nothing but consume and they don't do anything to help their country.
Well,
But
maybe.
then they
What do you do now about country?
Ooh, let's make sure to pledge allegiance to the flag with our hands on the heart. Ooh, it means... Yeah, total bullshit.
Well, actually,
Your government's giving you bread and circuses to take your minds away from the real problems at hand. The fact that they're poisoning you and making sure that your lifespans get shorter so that they can make more work and more citizens out of you.
Okay, so now you
You
said.
know, I could get into that with you because in some respects I agree. However, you're not answering the question. Answer the question. What do you do to make America better?
Yeah, answer. What are you doing?
I make hand carved wooden dolls and sell them on Pedro Street to people that walk by and pat me on my orphan head.
Well, okay, so people are buying.
What do you do to make America better, guys? Huh?
I volunteer my time for at the Humane Society, and I teach. And Jesus Christ, I can't think of the word. I work with adults and children who have been sexually molested or are being sexually molested. And I help, I tutor children.
Okay. And do you teach
And
them
actually some adults. Pardon me? I'm sorry, what did you say?
You teach them to stand for the pledge?
I don't do the Pledge of Allegiance at night, honey. I really don't. There's no flag in the room.
Oh, so
I don't do the Pledge of Allegiance when I eat my dinner either.
Good.
so now
However, when it's appropriate, I stand and I put my hand on my heart and I look at the flag. And when it's time to sing the national anthem, I sing as loud as I can because I'm as proud as I can be of America. And yes, there is a lot of money there.
It's I like how it kills its citizens. I like how the U.S. kills its citizens all the time. That's my favorite part.
oh, you
Kill the
How it
citizens?
does things like how it blows up its twin towers in order to get more support for the Middle Eastern war.
Now-
Look at that! Oh, all of a sudden,
All right, so
instant
how
support.
about how about you send us your references and your links so we can read upon that if you'd like to. So you have a conspiracy here.
do some research. It's easy to figure out.
Well, why don't you send it
Do
to
all
us?
the research on your own.
So instead of all the people that are listening now, there's actually 9 people listening now, and so these 9 people don't have to go through all this research. Why don't you give us the links of what you found out of your conspiracy that the United States itself was the ones that killed the people in the 9/11 tragedy?
You don't think that they just turned a blind eye, Dave? You don't think that there's not even a little bit of you that thinks that maybe they were just kind of like, well, maybe we ought to just let this happen, and the numbers are just numbers to us.
Well, how
but it'll give
about-
us support to get out there.
How about you prove it to us, and how about we stick to the topic now? If you happen to be tolerating the yesterday's game, the Super Bowl, if you happen to be there tolerating it, suppose you were there, would you have stood up for the national anthem? Would you have stood up, or would you have been sitting down? What would you have been doing?
I'd be sitting down. Fuck that country.
So you'd be sitting down. Now, the people around you, they're all standing up, honoring not only yesterday's events, the day before, the week before, the month before, all the way back to the United States becoming independent from England. All of that, all of the wars, all of the things that make the Civil War to bring somewhat of an equality towards the slavery movement and all that. Now, things can get better. Hopefully, things will get better. They won't get better based upon your attitude. But how about we talk about you're sitting down there disrespecting the entire lineage, the entire history of the country, and every single person.
Sounds like a pretty failed history to me when everyone's gathering up to an event that charges $5.2 million for a 30-second advertisement. Yeah, let's go honor our country there.
Well, you know what? The people that were standing were not standing to honor the commercials or the price of the commercial. Those people were standing to honor the people that served the country. They had nothing to do. They did not stand up to say thanks for Kellogg's Krispies or Goodyear Blimp. They were not standing for any of that.
Yeah, they did. They stood up for Kellogg's Krispies.
Oh, those people were standing.
Brainwashed consumers.
Oh, so those people were standing to
They
pay
didn't
honor.
spend money to help anyone.
Those people were standing up to honor Kotex tampons. Is that correct? Is that what they were there for? They were standing up to honor that product? Is that what they were there for?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah.
Really? I think we should all stand up and pay honor to the fact that you want to leave our country. I think we should stand up and honor your
I do too.
Yeah, I think we should
I think
do
it's
that.
a good idea.
Yeah, I think we should stand up and honor the fact that you're willing to leave our country and go somewhere else.
Little consumer piggies gathering around to watch a football game.
And what is the matter with consumers? By the way, when we purchase products, we are supporting the company, and you don't like that. I'm sure.
Of course, but think
hate-
about the mass. Think about what the Super Bowl really represents. It represents the throwing away of billions of dollars that could be used to help.
You know what?
Listen, we're not talking about how much money the Super Bowl makes.
Right, we're not.
It has nothing to do with that. Or how much money we spend on defense. We're talking about the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yep, that is exactly
You
right.
get it? Stop talking about what the fucking government is doing. Talk about what you're doing.
Is you want to honor the government.
I do want to honor my government. I don't have to agree with them, but I do honor my government.
And what we're doing
That's
there,
the problem.
during the national anthem, we are honoring individual people who served the country. That's what we are honoring. The individuals
That's right.
That's exactly what we're honoring. We're not honoring products. We're not honoring the Super Bowl. We're not honoring baseball games, World Series. We are honoring individual people who served the country, died, were injured, their families lost. That contribution to our country, to your life, your children's lives, that's what we're honoring. None of the other shit that you're talking about are we honoring. When we stand up for that 2 minutes, none of the consumer product purchases should be in our mind. Actually, the game shouldn't be in our mind. What should be on our mind is those individual people that paid honor to this country to make it better.
Yeah, but they didn't make it better. They died for nothing.
They died for nothing. Is that correct? They died
Is
for
that right? Oh my God.
Wow. You need to...
What did they die for?
Do you want to answer, Terry, or would you like... They died so that we could have individual freedoms, maintain our freedoms, maintain our security, maintain the ability for you to be able to secure the job that you want versus being mandated to have a certain job. There's so many things to mention about why people
People never get it. He's one of those arrogant, idiotic men who sees just like, a little goes through life with blinders on. And that's not the way to live.
No,
but that's the way you're living. And if you're bringing your children up that way, it's not fair.
No, and what I think this caller is just someone who wants to have an opportunity to voice an opinion that probably he doesn't even agree with.
He's bullshit.
People died. Look, it's so hard to talk on this program with this squawking parrot. That's all I hear.
Well, you're going to keep on hearing it. You know why? Because this isn't about what the government is doing. It's what we are doing as individual citizens.
By the way, disrespect the government. So they're forced to change.
By the way, let me read a couple comments here. Ariziana says, train, boat, or plane. Take your pick. That's the way you can leave the country. And actually, if you take a boat, hopefully there'll be a nice big hole in the boat so we can see your ass trying to swim back to land in America. And you know what? I'll throw you a life preserver, but it won't have any air in it. Okay, it'll probably have a weight on it, so it weighs your ass down. And you know what? I think what this caller is actually doing is just trying to create a controversy. I think he probably doesn't believe in any of this shit he's talking about. He's just trying to get people hostile. I think that's actually the motivation.
Of course not.
No, of course that's what you're doing.
Yeah, you're right, Dave.
Yeah, do you believe in anything you're saying, or
just trying to get him hostile?
Yeah, you're trying to get us hostile and all heated based upon your conversation of anti-American.
No way. I'm just trying to tell you that when you stand up and you put your hand over your heart or show respect for the national anthem, what you're doing is you're submitting to your government. You're saying that you respect and honor the choices that this nation makes, and that's total bullshit. This is an evil nation ran on corporate greed and garbage. You know, a lot of those men fought and died thinking that they'd make this country better and more free, but I mean, they fought and died, and now this country, you can't even make by in this country without having enough money to put yourself in debt for the rest of your life to go to college. Everything's useless, and almost everything in this country is based on corporate greed. You can't even make your way up the ladder anywhere anymore.
Oh, is that
those guys that died?
So in other words, in other words, right now you can't
without having tons of money.
You can't do better in this country. So in other words, I am doing this program right now from a park bench outside, and I'm going to live tonight. I'm going to be homeless. I'm not going to be able to eat unless people volunteer to give me money. So you can't make money in this country and be successful. So obviously right now, I am not successful at all because it's not possible to do that, right? Is that correct? It's not possible to do that, right?
Probably easier for those of us that are older, huh?
Well, what is that? Well, repeat that. I could not hear you. Repeat what you said.
I'm just saying, Dave. I think that we should really start rebelling a little more against these things. We should stop standing up and putting our hands over our hearts for the anthem of this country and let them figure out why the fuck are the people not happy.
So for those 2 minutes of standing up for the national anthem, those 2 short minutes, which gives you how many remaining minutes throughout the day? I don't have a calculator to calculate that out, but outside of those 2 minutes, there's no other minutes in your day to bring these points to the perspective that you want to bring them to. Those 2 minutes, you won't give the national anthem 2 minutes of time, and then the rest of the day.
It definitely shows. It shows a rebellion towards the way that the country's going. When you don't stand for the national anthem, you're saying, no, something's wrong with this country.
Uh-huh. And there's no other opportunity.
You know what? Do you know anything about how the national anthem was written?
God damn it, here it goes again. No, I don't know. Tell me all about it. Come on.
No, I'm not going to tell you. You find out yourself. And then patriots fought for this country. And many died. And
oh, yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. So you mean they wanted to get away from an evil government that wanted to tax them without representation and then became that exact same government? Huh, tell me more.
no, it didn't become that same government.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We definitely don't tax the people too much or anything.
No,
like
we
that.
do tax people, but we don't tax them the way. Do you know how much a Coke is in American dollars in other countries?
Yeah. You know how hard it is to become an independent craftsman in a country that wants to tax you horribly for trying to start your own.
Oh, I see. You're trying to do something and you just aren't good enough to do it. And you're blaming
no. Everyone who tries to do something is good enough.
Oh, no, not everyone. Not everyone. That's a lie. Not David's very successful.
Yeah.
Very successful.
Yeah, well,
He works hard.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I got to get back to my successful day job, so I don't sleep on the park bench tonight, so that I can earn a living. And you think you won? You see, people like this.
You won?
A lot of people like this think they.
I won today.
You won today.
I win.
You really think so?
Yeah, but how do you win?
See,
And what do you win?
I think you.
What do you win?
I think he wins a bus trip to the mental institution. He's winning a bus trip.
Yeah,
to the mental
Right.
institution, right?
The most parrot today.
You know.
Go to Mexico, honey.
And you know why?
That's not hard to get into.
And you know why? And why would you care to insult my caller? Why would you call to insult my caller? Why do you feel like that's appropriate? Why do you feel like doing that? I'm curious. Do you have some kind of lack of confidence in yourself that you have to take down other people? Is that your attitude? Is that the purpose of doing that?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would never happen, honey.
So you know what?
You haven't got half the brain
So you know what? We won.
that I was born with.
Terry, you and I won because he just admitted that he's got a lack of confidence in himself, so that's why he's bringing down other people. So we won. We won, Terry. Thanks so much for this.
Yeah, we did win, Dave.
Win.
Yeah,
We're a
thank
good
you.
team.
And you know
We
what?
won.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah, and
We won.
And we won. You know how we won too? I also hung up on him.
Yeah, we won with common sense.
Yeah,
And we won with dignity and patriotism.
Yeah, well, actually, I hung up on him because I saw that he was calling from the mental institution, and other people want to get on the phone that he's calling from. So I hung up on him for that reason. Because I figured other people need to use that payphone in the mental hospital. So, all right. So, Terry, let me get out of here. I got to get back to my day job so I can contribute to...
Don't forget to get my thing.
Yes.
You find out from Omar how he got his thing, and then give me a different thing.
Give you a different
Because I'm not a founder.
Okay. All right, I'll figure out how to get you your new thingy. Okay. Thanks for calling, Terry. I'll
Thank
talk
you,
to
dear.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Dave. No, I don't like my bike.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, that's better. Cheers. See you later. Cheers.
Okay, that's
Bye-bye.
okay. Cheers. Bye-bye. Oh, no.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay, guys, that's all we got for today. I got to get back to my very, very corporate and my very consumer-friendly business. All right, that's all I got. Whoever that caller was, what a bunch of nonsense. I actually do believe that he was probably just on here to not only insult guests, insult opinions about things, just to bring up a topic that was controversial, put a different spin on it, just to be a jerk. Because as Ariana says, what a jerk. Curtis says, I know that voice. I know that voice, too. He's called before. And every time he calls, he tries to just create frustration, anger, etc. Let's just call it now. Scam likely. Let's see who this is. Hello? Hello?
I just want to call in for that guy who was saying all that anti-American stuff about not liking the flag and the government and stuff. Is he still on here?
No, he's hung up. Actually, we hung up on him. Okay.
Can you call him back and get him on the phone with me? I need some things. I need to straighten out with that little piece of shit.
Let's see. I can probably. I'll tell you what. Do you want to call back in a couple minutes? Let me try to get his phone number. See if I can call him up and see if we'll get on the air with you. Okay, let me try that.
I just want to take. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'm sure he's listening right now. So I'm going to tell you what I have to say to him. When you have little pieces of shit like that, talking bad on the government and saying that they don't want to stand up for the flag, well, you and I both know that we ought to find them people, put our wieners up their butts, and penis.
There we go. That's that would be a good solution. I think he's right. That would be good. We should bend him over and give him the triple penis. Maybe we should give him a penis 4. We should give him a 4th one because we need to express a little more extra frustration. So let's give him a 4th one. And guys, I got to get out of here. I think Terry's calling back, but I've got to get out of here. Let's. Terry, is this Terry again? Hello?
Hey, man, this is Desmond from Jamaica.
Oh, who's this? This is a guy with a great radio voice. How are you, sir? Are you still there?
Not so good.
Not so good. How
yes,
come?
I'm still here, Dave.
Yeah, you're still here. You're very bad fake accent, by the way. What accent are you trying to do? I'm curious. What kind of accent is this? Are you there? You also have a very poor phone. You can't even hear me to respond. What's going on? Well, I think he was abducted by aliens. That's all I got, guys. I'll talk to you later. Let me do a closing song. I'll do a closing commercial, and then we'll do a closing song. Cheers, guys.
Sword now?
No thanks. I'd rather have Russian dare.
Who needs a sword when you have Russian dare? It's a bodybuilder's right to fight for.
Free bodybuilding program from Val Vassilif with Birches.
If you've got a passion for fashion and you've got a craving for saving, take the wheel of your automobile and swing on down to Ideal.
blood I have to breathe. My oxygen is raining. Blood that runs through me races so rapidly. Tense my aggression. Retaliate and justify. You saw all the life from me. You take everything I need. You want everything but me. My heart's not breaking. You saw all the life from me. You take all the blood I bleed. You want everything but me. My heart's not breaking. You saw all the air I breathe. You take all the blood I bleed. You want everything but me. My heart's not breaking. You suck all the air I breathe. You take all the blood I bleed. You want everything but me. 'Cause you suck. And all the air I breathe. And all the air I breathe. 'Cause you suck.